because I hear, and I want to hear, you see that different, it has sort of that really vocal, rich sound. So let me just see, can you vibrate the first note for me? Good, that's already much better. Can you now have your bow heavier? Like really drop your bow into the string. So the string is holding your bow, not your hand. Good, now let me hear the first note to the second note. And when you get to the second note, drop the bow into the string like so it doesn't do that. Let me hear. Does that note? Yeah, that's a gorgeous vibrato. Good. Can you make your arm heavier right at the bow change? Right at the bow change, make your arms super heavy. Good. And when you start the vibrato, don't start it small and then make it wider. Vibrate as you shift. And this joint has to go open, okay? Good. That's very good. Yes, good. So it's somehow getting in between the notes in this opening, right? Because yours was, I really felt the right character, but it was missing something. And what it was missing was, you know, that in between the notes. That kind of thing. Okay, so let's try it again. Let's see if you can, a little bit slower bow, heavier bow, and then that first joint and each note open. Okay. Okay, good. Already much better. I like the sound better. Now, within that sound, we still have to tell a story, okay? So, if I play... That's a little boring. I would... Right? So that... And then it goes maybe, or you can do something, but it feels a little too like all the same sound, okay? So within this sound world, but there's like variation still in that sound world. So tell me the story a little more. Two other things before I have you play a few different sections. So one thing that you do is something that we all do when we first started to play the violin, and early on, which is like, oh, we got to use the whole bow all the time, so we stay nice and loose. You've reached the level where you shouldn't feel like that anymore, okay? Because you play beautifully. And I feel you're not using your bow as a paintbrush. See if you and so what happens when we feel like we have to get to the frog all the time is we end up speeding up a row and slowing it down just to get there. So give yourself the license to like, oh, I don't have to use a whole bow if I don't want to. You know, I'm just going to use exactly the amount that fits the shaping that I want to do at the moment. And then the second thing I think you should think about is I feel in your just physicality of your playing, you're doing everything well, but there's a little tension sometimes. And for what I've because that's a lot of the reason sometimes we do this. It's really not that helpful anyway, right? So I would just, if I were you in the practice room, I would constantly be kind of like just resetting my violin, making sure that the upper